It's the coldest hand that run down this land where the ocean lands. It's the tallest sound, the damn smallest crowd, but their hearts break loud. Far from ever feeling lost with me, I'll push you back towards the land and sea.
Hey ho, it's my birthday. That's funny. My brother and I only twigged this morning. He sent me a really, really nice box of different vegan delicious things in the Fun K in the UK, because he's over in London, if you missed that whole bit. And I'd mentioned I'd put in a plug for the Yorkshire tea, what I thought was like toast and jam tea, but I think it was tea and biscuit. They do another one, right? UK people, feel free to correct me. This just tastes like tea with like a bit of raspberry flavouring in it. Lol. Anyway, it's still delicious. Not complaining. And the battery's about to run out. There we go. Sorry if I'm not exuding waterfalls and rainbows of, I don't know, joy. I'm just feeling a bit reflective and a bit sad on a number of things, but that's okay. I'm not nauseous anymore. Hooray, if you've watched the calendar video. It's been so lovely launching them. The calendars have only been out for a couple of days. Today will be my second day of packing up some orders this morning, which I will try and do while my cake's cooking. Quite aware that with my, I don't know, low energy and the fact that I just made my own birthday cake, I'm coming across as a bit sad. even though we all know it's complete BS and everyone's in their own lane, and I think I get a bit like sad for like missed opportunities and things that haven't happened, compounded by Mr. CVD-19. Because my brother's in the UK and my dad's in Canberra, we did like a birthday thing this morning at 7. So that's what that was. And yeah, I don't know why I got so many presents this year. That was and is not the norm, and very generous. That was really lovely. These are the socks I need. Like how I can actually get rid of past socks that have like laden with holes. I might buy like 4 more pairs of them, and socks that match my outfit, make me feel put together. Maybe we'll have a jumbo Ottolenghi review video type thing with the hefty beasts that I now have in my possession. And Mum and I have a bit of like puzzle. I know we both really love puzzles, but we don't really love having to do them together because we get on each other's nerves. I often get a bit bummed at her puzzle choices, and we often get each other puzzles from op shops and stuff, as she did for like Christmas and birthday, because we just want ones to do. And my preference is for things with like lots of different sections of detail, not swaths of sky and sand or like buildings or fields. Like that's hellish to do. Anyway, she really listened, and I feel so heard with this one, because like the peak one for me is with animals, and Australian animals is just extra touching. And this one has a little squirty turtle, swans, and a pelican. Like I don't know, I'm feeling quite seen or like understood this morning, and obviously a bit emoji. Anyway, I'm going to package up calendar orders this morning, finish making my cake. I don't know, it's quite a not much happening today kind of birthday. I've just got one thing on the card so far, and that's going for a lovely walk in this park reserve type thing with my friend. She's picking me up at 2. Other than that, we'll see. My birthday always falls at a odd time of year with like exams and people going away and illness from like so much happening in the previous couple of months with burnout. Yep, what I'm doing for my birthday sort of spread out this week. Speaking of, let me just hype the tushy off. The Julia Child documentary, which is out at the moment in Australia at least. I hope it's still showing when I post this. The best thing I have seen all year. I didn't really realise how much of a bit of a funk I felt with food and cooking since progressively getting like more food restrictions with it. Is like a little dagger to your soul for someone who really loves it. And even though, yeah, there are like lots of macro shots of meat and roast chicken and stuff, I never became vegan or started eating that way because I found it gross or something, and I've never really been able to gel with that, so that didn't bother me, but it might, just heads up. Oh my gosh, Julia Child was such a special person though, and she did so much for cooking and cookbooks and women on TV. It's quite biographical. It's only 90 minutes. It's cutaway interviews with different people who knew her, relatives, other people who are sort of being able to do what they do because of the path she forged, along with loads of archival footage. And my mum came with and we saw it, and usually I'm like, that was so good, but she was also like, oh my god, that was so good. Like, I described it after, sorry, the tears are just flowing today. It felt like a very warm hug from Julia, the most validating warm hug if you're in the food scene or you love cooking or your relationship with it, affects you in ways which you can't quite put into words. There's such a beautiful line from some French chef. He's like, it makes you feel, when you share food, like you're sharing love, and if you want to share yourself with someone, like giving them something you've made, is like, taste, this is me, like taste it. When you are eating, you makes you feel like connected. Obviously this is quite romanticized, but like makes you feel connected to the experience of living, and like, I don't know, it's just quite a daily, beautiful, centering experience. And and I want to see it again, honestly. Such a beautiful pep talk, and it's not to put her on a pedestal. She wasn't perfect in any way, but who is? Like, it's human to make mistakes, and she was just such an avid learner and like evolve and like so willing to love, and yeah, love her. She also talked about food as pleasure a lot, which was wonderful. I think because it's not so much about what she was cooking. Her thing was that just things prepared well. It is a very welcome message when eating is so bloody complicated these days, and if you have intolerances or allergies or funky relationships with food because of the messed up world we live in and the messages it perpetuates. Like, it's just not as straightforward as what she was doing in like teaching people to cook and not just grab for pre-made TV meals. But the messages she was conveying, like, are still so valid and applicable now. And even though like the way she makes me really feel the need to get my hands on Master the Art of French Cooking. Like, I've read bits of it, but I haven't properly dive deep. Even though her methods are very like known for being super long, not concise, but so detailed, and so like she's there with you in the kitchen that you're not going to make a mistake if you read the recipe. She didn't buy into like the snobbery or hierarchy sort of power dynamics of food and cooking, which there is a bit of in France. Well, that's what she explains. It was more that she came from this background in which she never talked about food, and she really loved food. And so when she went to France with Paul, and met him, and he was into food, like, it was such a validating experience. And she just took like the validation and the fact that they took it seriously and sort of used that to like carry her forward. And obviously studied their technique, but she didn't buy into it just has to be sort of done this way. Yeah, she was like super opinionated and had certain ways of doing things, but for the time she was in and compared to other people, you know, she did talk about shortcuts, but yeah, she could have adapted a few more shortcuts. They were talking about how she roasts potatoes and you parboil them and then you scratch them individually with a fork. It's like, honey, put them in the pot with a lid on and shake the shit out of them, like hand scoring potato chunks. Maybe I should try it and shut up, but anyway. and then I did a special video, so hello. Oh my gosh, that was the best afternoon. I love my friends so much, and the shitty weather could not have mattered. I'm so lovely. I get like doubly, triply, 1,000ly cozy, grateful feels when like a friend picks me up in their car and we go do something. I don't know, that must be like a love language of itself, but I think it's just I can really relax and don't have to feel like I'm hosting or something. My friend and I did this huge walk and then had Earl Grey tea with chocolate orange coated almonds, which are ridiculous. We like woofed them down and just had the best chat. Honestly, we actually, the place we went, you can't take dogs there, I think, because it's just infested with rabbits. There's like a wetlands thing and lots of bird life, but yeah, the rabbit population is just a bit bonkers, especially because it's spring now. Little mini bunnies everywhere, but we actually saw a fox. You might have seen it when we were just chatting. Then we got pretty distracted because, yeah, it's not like the London here or anything. Like, foxes hang out in like heathlands and on golf courses and in the tree-lined shrubbery stuff along the coast, but they're like super shy. This one wasn't though. It just like walked like 7 meters in front of us for like 15 meters, just doing its thing. That was really special. I've only seen one. In our backyard, actually. It was just checking out our chooks and looked at me like before buggering off. Yeah, it was a really good day. I feel very uplifted and loved, and that dinner was just delish. Zambrero and Nando's chips and then chocolate cake. Fine by me. I would have loved to like dress up a bit, but that will come in time this summer. I think I'll have a shower. I'm gonna finish writing a pen pal letter and have a shower and browse through my books. So thank you for joining me on my birthday. And I know they're quite like, I'm not the first to say it, but I totally agree. These sorts of videos are incredibly self-indulgent and really highlight someone's privilege. I don't know, I feel like we have to be a bit transparent though in how birthdays can be full of like all the feels, and the like intense microscope of attention can make you feel good but also a bit unsure of yourself. So that's all normal, that's all fine. And thank you so much for all the calendar love. They're still available, and if you checked like right after the last video, you might want to check again, because I figured out when I'm just shipping one, the shipping is oodles cheaper than I had envisaged, so it's a much more reasonable prospect shipping those out, which is, believe you me, a delight to both of us. So I just hate having to charge a lot for shipping, even though I'm not lying. Like, shipping is expensive, but yeah, instead of like overseas it being like 27 Australian dollars, not that that would mean much because Australian currency is probably not your currency, it's more like 15. So yeah, lots of love and hope you're doing okay. See ya.